If anybody finds this audio log, then my name is Michael Williamson. I was raised by a man named Peter Williamson, who isn't my actual biological father, but I'll get into that later. The point of this log is to rehash some dark memories that I don't think anyone else will understand. But the ones that will are the ones that have hurt. I was never a good kid when I was younger. I was just an angry, uncared for kid that never seemed to do anything right. And I was upset that my original parents had dumped me and left me in a worse family than before. And now, because of how I acted, I got myself into something even worse than anything I've ever been through. Angry and depressed parents looking for their children. Machines that growl and scream within the night. And ghosts that never stop until their vengeance has been claimed. And time to cause for all that. If you're hearing this, then it's most likely that you live here in Hurricane. You might have heard about that incident back in 1983 called the Bite of 83. It's obvious, but it was my fault. Let me explain. I lived with my father, who I've already mentioned, and my mother, Lucina Williamson. I also had a little brother named Isaac. At first, I didn't think much of this new family I had to live with for the rest of my life, until I noticed how I was driving my parents away from me. Or rather, didn't notice until after the fact. Instead of looking after me all of the time, they took care of Isaac instead, because he was their golden child. They loved him so much that they ended up not caring about me because of who I was as a person. My mom had the better hand, though. She at least somewhat cared, but Peter, Dad, it's like sometimes he didn't even know who I was. I was so upset and angry at that point, I just wanted Isaac to be gone and rid of. So I took it to the next level. I tormented Isaac. I made him fear for his life any chance I got. But one day, I took it a step too far. You might know that the Bite of 83 is connected to the Fredbear's Family Diner, an attraction opened by my father and his business partner, Henry. Well, Isaac's birthday was coming up, and I decided that I was going to make it the worst he's ever experienced. Well, the party was nearing its end, and Isaac was having fun, until I came along and dragged him away to one of the animatronics on stage, Fredbear. I lifted him up and teased him about giving Fredbear a kiss. I heard people behind me start worrying and whispering. I was only going to put him in Fredbear's mouth for a little bit before taking him out, but then the animatronic closed its jaw on him and you can guess what happened next. Fredbear's closed down, and eventually I found myself back at the house getting screamed at by my dad. He was mad. Like, really mad. He told me to pack up everything that I had and leave the house. If I spoke for myself back then, I honestly didn't think it was completely a bad thing. At least I was away from that monster. I just killed my little brother, and ever since then he's haunted my mind. I've been reminded of nothing but his death. If anyone finds this, then don't make the mistakes I've made. Respect your family despite who they might be, and don't take your anger on them. Because if you do, then the consequences will come to end.